Hi, you're watching Teen Kids News. I'm Lila. This entire season, we're celebrating our 20th year. Let's begin with our top story. If you're an aspiring artist, there's an organization you should know about. As Ava tells us, it's helped thousands of creative teens become even more creative.
Founded in 1981, Young Arts holds an annual competition for the most accomplished teens in the areas of visual, literary, and performing arts. The competition is open to teens 15 to 18 years old. Every year, thousands compete for the top awards. And Kadir Paris from Miami, Florida, is one of them. He's joined by Lauren Snelling, the artistic director of Young Arts. Welcome!
Hi.
Thank you.
Lauren, Young Arts sounds like an amazing organization. Tell us about it.
Well, Young Arts works to identify the most accomplished young artists in literary, performing, and visual arts. And then we work with those artists to have classes, workshops, and opportunities to create lots of new work.
Kadir, congratulations are in order. Of more than 1,000 applicants, only 17 finalists, including you, were chosen. What was your reaction when you had learned you made the cut?
I was just surprised, and I was very overwhelmed at the moment because to be able to be recognized by them was very honored and grateful.
As a visual artist, you focus on space. Explain why.
So throughout my creative process, I always wanted to dive into these abstract spaces and the breaking of spaces because I wanted to portray more of a safe space for people like me, of people of color in the world, to be able to express themselves, to be able to get away from prejudiced ideas that the world has towards people like me.
And you use many different art forms. Besides working with paint, you also work with photographs as well as with chemical dyes. And this picture is a combination of all three. It started as a photo of you sitting on a crate. You used a chemical mixture to add the blue tones. Then you painted over everything else. And your creativity also includes sewing. Tell us about the hat you're wearing.
Yeah, so I've just now recently started making jats.
Wait. How did you come up with the name Jats?
I was cutting up my jeans and I didn't want to just throw away the rest of the fabric. So I was like, I need to make something that goes with this. So I came up with this hat at first. This is the first prototype. Now we make more with the sewing machine that are more clean and cut. And I just think this is something more of a branching of myself, as I like to just work in different medias and disciplinaries.
Hats made from jeans. Jats. Makes sense. But back to the competition. Lauren, what do finalists win?
Well, winners at the finalist level are invited to participate in National Young Arts Week, a 7-day program of classes, workshops, and presentations. And each finalist receives a cash award between $1,000 and $10,000. In addition to monetary awards, all winners receive a medallion, a lifetime of creative and professional development support, and access to Young Arts Post, Young Arts' private online portal for artists to connect and share their work and discover new opportunities.
Kadir, how have you benefited from participating in Young Arts?
I'd say Young Arts has really opened a lot of doors for me. It just gives me more opportunities just to connect with people in different disciplines as well, and to be able to collaborate on different works as well. So I'm very grateful for that.
Lauren, for teens who believe they have promising artistic abilities, what do they need to know about applying to Young Arts?
Well, the application to the Young Arts National Competition is open annually from June to October, and any young artist out there who's seeking community and support should absolutely consider applying. Just check out the requirements on youngarts.org, our website. There's an application fee of $35, which can easily be waived.
Great. Thank you both.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
As I mentioned earlier, the Young Arts Competition is open to artists in many fields: dance, classical dance, design arts, film, jazz, photography, theater, visual arts, voice, writing. Some very successful artists are young arts alumni. For example, actors Timothy Chalamet and Viola Davis, and singer Nicki Minaj, as well as poet Amanda Gorman, and tons of others who now have a professional career in arts ranging from writing to dancing. For Teen Kids News, I'm Ava.
We've got lots more coming up on Teen Kids News, so keep watching. We'll be right back. We can all use some advice on how to do our best in school. So, Kristin's back with another Make the Grade report.
Sometimes I can read something and it just doesn't sink in. Sound familiar? Well, since we both have the same problem, let me share a little tip with you. Talk to yourself. That's right. Experts say that just reading doesn't always allow the information to sink in. Of course, taking notes helps, but what also helps is stopping every now and then and telling yourself out loud what you just read. It's easy to do, and it will make it easier for you to remember what you read, helping you to make the grade. I'm Christin.
The National Mall in Washington, D.C. is the site of memorials honoring some of the most important people and events in our nation's history. One of these memorials is dedicated to the millions of Americans who served in the world's biggest war. World War II began in 1939 when Germany invaded Poland. But the United States didn't get involved until 2 years later, when Japan sneak attacked our Navy at Pearl Harbor. It took 4 long years before the Allies finally won. The National World War II Memorial is a tribute to the heroism of that time. It's located right at the heart of the National Mall, between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. The World War II Memorial has many parts. At the center, there's a pool with a huge fountain. The architects wanted this to be a joyful symbol of the Allies' victory. Around the pool are 56 pillars. They represent each of the US states and territories that contributed towards the war effort. The giant arches represent the 2 main places the war was fought, known as the Atlantic Theater and the Pacific Theater. Then, there's the Freedom Wall of 4,000 stars. Each one of those gold stars represents 100 Americans killed in World War II. As President Ronald Reagan famously said, "Freedom must be fought for." The inspiring World War II Memorial pays much-deserved tribute to those who did that fighting. I'm Sebastian for Teen Kids News.
We have to take a quick break, but don't go away because Teen Kids News will be right back.
A lot of us have what's called test anxiety. Even when we've studied and know the material well, we may still get very nervous on exam day. According to a professor of psychology, a case of nerves can jam our memory, causing it to freeze up. Sort of like a computer that has too many programs running. So, Dr. Baylock recommends positive self-talk. Think of it as your own personal pep talk. When you feel yourself getting anxious, don't say, "Oh no, I'm nervous." Instead, make a positive statement. Say to yourself, "I'm psyched and ready to go." Here's another tip. Shortly before the test, write about your feelings. It'll help you clear away the mental clutter, and that will let you focus on what's most important, doing well on the exam. Good luck! I'm Reed for Teen Kids News.
Here's a question that's been puzzling people since the dawn of civilization. What to do with plastic bags? Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little, but it is an important question. Since the bags are made of plastic, you'd think you just throw them in the recycle bin. But many communities don't want you to do that. Plastic bags can jam up the sorting machines used at most recycling centers. On the other hand, just throwing them out only adds to the thousands of tons of trash already impacting the environment. So what should we do? Many supermarkets and other stores have collection bins, specifically for used plastic bags. So the next time you go shopping, bring the plastic bags with you and drop them in the special collection bins. The stores will send the bags to places that are geared to recycle them. To find out what stores take back plastic bags in your area, go to the website Plastic Film Recycling and type in your zip code. Best of all, bring your own reusable bags when you go shopping. The fewer plastic bags we use, the better. For Teen Kids News, I'm Chloe.
Whether from drinking alcohol or using any type of drugs, driving under the influence is dangerous. And the National Road Safety Foundation wants you to remember that.
Hey man, you want to spice things up?
Drinking and driving? What are you thinking? Thoughts of surviving? Hazards are blinking.
Calm down, man. We're just drinking some beer. There ain't nothing to fear. Having fun with my peers.
Think about your future. This can end your life sooner. Why risk it all just to seem a little cooler?
Got the point you're trying to make. A lot of lives will be at stake. Prom is the night of my life, not the night of my grave.
The NRSF produces lots of helpful videos. To see more of them and to find info on driving safely, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the National Road Safety Foundation.
What's in the name?
Jeans. They're the world's most popular style of pants. While clothes made from jean-like material had been around for centuries, 2 men in California are credited with creating the type of jeans we wear today. In the late 1800s, Jacob Davis saw that work pants worn by miners and farmers wore out quickly, especially at the pockets. So he approached Levi Strauss with the idea of adding rivets to protect the areas of stress. And that's what gave birth to Levi's jeans. Why they're not called Jacob's jeans or even Jacob's and Levi's jeans is not recorded. What is recorded is that the forerunners of modern jeans came from the city of Genoa in northeast Italy. From the word Genoa came the word jeans. With What's in the Name, I'm Veronique.
When we return, we'll catch up with another member of our news team who used to do what I'm doing now. The celebration of our 20th anniversary continues when Teen Kids News returns. Don't go away. For weeks now, we've been telling you that this is a very important season for Teen Kids News. We've now been on the air for 20 years. Over that time, 9 teens have sat in this anchor chair. Let's meet one of them.
At least 25%, 1 in 4 species of mammal are at risk of extinction. The biggest threat is that the animals are losing places to live because of the actions of one particular kind of mammal, humans.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I was the second female anchor for Teen Kids News. I started when I was 16 years old, and I had a great time. Being on Teen Kids News was so much fun. The cast and the crew were and are a bunch of people that are highly committed to using television for good purposes for young people, teens and kids. And it was a blast to be around those kinds of people and trying to do something good for other people who are my age. My favorite memory as an anchor was after all the other reporters would go away for the day, Wanza and I would record our anchor stories. And I remember for hours we would just try to keep each other entertained by like cracking jokes or talking about biology, which we really liked at the time. So that was super fun. Another favorite memory as a reporter was doing the story on the Intrepid. We went all over the ship and really got to know everyone that was working at the Intrepid Museum. I remember it was really fun because I got to kind of like play around with it a little bit. I remember singing "Row Your Boat" in one of the little ships on the actual ship.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the 7 seas.
And like pretending that we were in the movie Titanic or something. So it was really fun. Actually, Teen Kids News was very formative for my future career path. I currently work in education and communications consulting. So I design courses, I work with students, and I also take on film projects like documentary films and educational films. So Teen Kids News definitely showed me that there are opportunities to combine two interests that might not seem like they necessarily go together. Teen Kids News is incredibly important because media is an incredibly powerful tool. I learned so much from Teen Kids News. I learned a lot about journalism, about how this is done, how creating a news story is done. But mostly I learned a lot about responsibility. When you're filming a TV show, as an anchor in particular, you have a lot of responsibility to finish things on time, do well, respect everyone's time. So I think that was the most humbling and important lesson.
It's time for another short break, but we'll be right back with more Teen Kids News. So stay with us.
One of the world's most famous paintings may have been created simply to win an argument. Back in the 18th century, two artists were major rivals. One of them was Thomas Gainsborough, the other was Sir Joshua Reynolds. Sir Joshua insisted that the main colors in a portrait needed to be warm colors, like red, yellow, or a yellowish white. He went on to claim that green, gray, and especially blue could only be minor colors. Well, Gainsborough grabbed his easel, palette, and brushes and set out to prove Sir Joshua was a bit benighted. The result was this painting. Called The Blue Boy, it's considered one of the world's greatest paintings. Bet you that must have turned Sir Joshua's face red. With Art Smart, I'm William.
Well, that wraps up our show for this week. But we'll be back with more Teen Kids News next week. See you then!